right, and welcome to episode 20 of Girlfriends Knitting. My name is Carolyn, also known as Caw Shirley on Plurk and Ravelry. I have felt terrible all week, and it has just not been a good week, so I ended up not recording on Wednesday like I normally do. But I promised another special guest that we would record, and so let me introduce you to this special guest, Richard. He is Trucker Girl on Ravelry's nephew, and I've adopted him as one of my own nephews. Trucker Girl is Veronica. She's my knitting BFF. And this is Richard, along with another special guest, my dog Pig. Tell us what Pig is wearing today.
He is wearing what was supposed to be a scarf, but I ended up turning it into this, and it just has Velcro on it to keep it on, and I knitted it out of this, and I'm making two scarves right now.
Why did you, okay, Pig has left us. Why did you knit that for Pig?
Because I like Pig, and I just like all animals, and I just wanted to see what I could do.
And there was another reason too why he got it this week.
It was his birthday.
It was his birthday. Pig turned 2. And so Richard gave it to him on his birthday. Well, as you heard him say, he knitted that. So tell us how long you've been knitting.
About 6 months.
About 6 months. His aunt Veronica taught him how to knit. And I was one who taught Veronica, so it's sort of all in the family, right?
Yeah.
And so I have him on this episode this week. So that's his finished object, is Pig's little knitted birthday scarf, which I think is too cute. And Pig actually wears happily. He's still roaming around with it on his neck. And I have a finished object as well, if you'll help me hold up my finished object. It's blocking right now. So this is it. It is my Afghan square for this month's Afghan square swap with the Knit Girls. And it's a pattern out of the 100 Afghan squares that I borrowed from the library. And it is made out of, I thought I had the extra over here, but I don't. It's made out of Hanky Panky in blue, which is a Holiday Yarns worsted weight yarn that I bought at my local yarn shop, Hank of Yarn. And you actually went to knit night there this week.
Yes, on Thursday.
Did you have fun? All the ladies are really nice, aren't they?
Yes.
And he probably had no clue because he's not like a knitting podcast watcher. He's been watching me and he's like, are those the zombies? Who else was I watching this week that you saw?
The fat squirrel.
The fat squirrel. Yes, that was another one that he thought was funny. But you got to meet 2 podcasters, so I don't know that you knew that they were podcasters when you got to meet them. Leslie and Laura at Knit Night. You don't remember Leslie and Laura. See?
They didn't introduce me to them.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Veronica said that they were there. Oh well. And there was also Maggie and Julie, and of course Hank, and Cheryl. I'm not sure if Miss Eloise was there or not.
Which one's that?
Eloise, she has short, curly hair, always dressed really nice.
I think so.
So those were just a few of the ladies at Knit Night this week that we love going to Knit Night. Veronica and I try to go every week. It's been a long time since I've had a chance to go very often, though, with all that's been going on around here. And I didn't end up going myself this past Thursday. Well, let's talk about some of the other things. Show us, you said you were working on another scarf.
I'm just starting this one. I'm still casting on, and then I have this one, which is partially done, and this is angel hair, and it of course is red, and this is goldenrod.
Now, what had made you choose those yarns?
How soft they were, and the colors on this, and just how bright the red was to me on this.
It's really, really soft. And then you said you found you some alpaca yarn at Hank's. Did you end up buying any? You gonna buy some later?
Probably.
He was super in love with the alpaca yarn that he found. So I'm working on the Color Affection shawl. So let's hold this up. And I'm using Dream in Color Smushy for this. We're doing a Color Affection knit along in our group. So if you have been bitten by this bug of this shawl, please come and join us in the group and knit along with us. I'm getting pretty close to being able to do the bind off, the border at the bottom. I've got to go that many more stitches across. So that's going to be about 10 more stripes. And then I'll be able to start doing the final border. So that's one of the things that I am working on. Then I cast on something new this week because I wanted something easy and in stocking knit. And I wasn't happy with the Corriedale sweater that I've been working on. So remember I ripped out the Corriedale sweater this week? And I actually knit a gauge swatch. It's a first for me. Isn't that cool? So there's my gauge swatch. Washed, blocked, and then measured, all like you're supposed to do. Like I said, it's a miracle for me. And what I'm doing, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this very well, is the Abalone by Hedgehog Fibers. I don't know if that's going to show it very well, but it's just a very simple stocking knit cardigan with garter ridge. And I'm using the Bobbly. Okay, so I'm using Bobbly and my Knit Picks interchangeables. And I have gotten the bottom part done. And now it's just stocking knit, stocking knit, stocking knit until I get to where I divide for the shoulders. And it is long and boring and was very good when I had a cold and didn't have to think. So that's what I'm working on right now. Because I'm having to do a fairly large size, it is a really long sweater. I think the pattern is for a women's small, and then it gives you the exact directions on how to adjust it for your exact fit. So you measure yourself and then you use those measurements. Well, my exact fit is literally double the number of stitches. So that's a lot of stitches.
Yeah.
And so I am having to knit on that. So, Color Affection Knit Along, going till September 18th. My new sweater, because me and Amy and my parents are planning on going to Rhinebeck in October. And so I'm super excited about that. And so maybe that'll be one of my Rhinebeck things that I'll have for Rhinebeck. But the other big project, and I'll let you help me with this. Alright, so hold up that to the camera. Desert Vista Dyeworks has sent the Couch to 5K colorway. And there's actually two. One is in the red, and I'm going to show you this one more in detail. And one is in gray. And so let me show you what comes in the colorway. You get 3 different skeins. You get a skein of this red. And this is a beautiful, true red. I don't know if it's coming out on the camera, but it is a true red. It is 75% superwash BFL and 25% nylon. Then in addition, you get 2 skeins that are gray, black, and red. And one of them is self-striping, and one of them is variegated. And so you can use these in different combinations to make, drumroll please, yeah, there we go, the Racing Hearts sock. Now I'm holding it funny because I want you to be able to see the heart that's on the top of it. So it's a ribbed sock with the pearl ridges on the outside. So I believe Pam said that was called a princess sole. She knows more about designing than I do. I'm learning. And then it's got the ridges coming up to a heart at the top. Little bit of ribbing. I have not washed or blocked or even sewn in the ends yet on this. I just finished it. Pam has hers finished, and I will be sending her the gray. And then I'm going to keep, I'm going to keep the red. And we are going to knit some more of these to take pictures of for the pattern. But I think I'm going to go ahead and use some of the preliminary pictures of these to get the pattern out this week for y'all. I'd hoped to get it out this past week, and just with me being sick and so much going on around here, I just did not get it done. So Pam's got some really great pictures. I'm going to see if I can't take a few of this sock and get us the pattern out. And then once I get the test knits out of the actual yarn for the sock done, then I will replace the pictures on the pattern with the ones with the true yarn. So what do you think of the sock, bud?
It's neat.
Can you tell that that's a heart?
Sort of.
Hey, you're not helping out. Would you wear it? He would wear it. So it could be made for a guy, especially with the gray. And it is a very short ankle because it's meant for being a running sock. So now I just got to get out there and get training for this Couch to 5K. Are you going to run with me?
If I'm here.
Cool. I'm going to need some motivation. So we've got training, if any of y'all are planning on running, and cheerleading for those of you who aren't planning on running. So what else have I got over here? I've got lots of spinning, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so first up, hold that one. This is the Anzula in Ocean colorway that I spun. It was on the bobbin last episode, and so I have it schemed up, and so I just wanted to show y'all that. I'm going to knit that hippo out of that. You might have to hold it up higher. There we go. Okay, so that's the first one I've done. The second one, all right, put that one down. All right, now you're going to hold this mini skein. I love this. Can you see this? All right, hold the mini skein close. This is, oh, my dog got antsy. Dancing in the Hall colorway by Storied Yarns. This is the, I keep saying because my head's not working right now. Storied Yarns, Dancing in the Hall, Downton Abbey inspired colors. This is supposed to represent Mary and Matthew, and so it's got the reds and the blues for Mary and Matthew. And then if you'll remember the scene where they're dancing in the hall and Lavinia comes down the stairs, she's got on a gorgeous green dress, and so it's got pops of green. But when I spun it up, it's a 2-ply, about 300 yards, probably a DK weight. It reminded me so much of a rocking chair that my grandmother used to have that was a patchwork quilt. And I have just fallen in love with it. I love it more now than I did at any point in its process. And I'm just calling it my grandmother's rocking chair. Sorry, Jess. So this is my grandmother's rocking chair yarn. Now, where's that mini skein? Because as I do, I often Navajo ply the little tiny bit that I have left. And so this is about 5 yards. It was just the red and the black at the time, and a little bit of yellow that was left. And so this is Navajo ply. Look how different they look. You would never guess that that was even from the same fiber.
No.
But it is. You saw that it was, because you watched me do it. So I have a witness. Another one that I've done, and Diane was showing y'all this too, I believe, on her Knittables podcast. One of the very first yarns I did on my wheel was this one from Unwind Yarn Company in the Abalone colorway, and I love it. It reminds me of a watercolor painting, like a Monet. 2-ply, like 150 yards. I don't even remember how much it was. I don't even know if I counted. It's very thick and thin. Like I said, it was one of my very first attempts on the wheel. cleaning out my yarn cabinet, because we did a lot of that this week, going through various yarns and stuff like that. I was taking pictures of all my stash. I found that when I was prepping this fiber, I had actually rolled up a pre-drafted little ball that was, what, half an ounce or something. It was just a little tiny ball. And it had gotten stuck somewhere in my cedar chest. So I Navajo plied it. And I got so much out of this little tiny bit of fiber that I had left. And I am so in love with it. And so this is first on the spinning wheel. This is after about 3 months of practice and Navajo plying. I am just absolutely in love with this. So that is what I have been doing this week. A lot more spinning and just sitting and spinning than anything else. And the fiber that I got for my birthday from Amy, the Targi in the Meadow colorway that I showed you last week, is what's on my wheel right now. And I don't have it handy, but that's what's on my wheel right now. So a lot of spinning. Oh, show him your spinning. Let him go grab his spinning, because that was one of the things he wanted to learn. I think it's under that pillow. So he borrowed one of my drop spindles, and he got him some fiber at Hank's. Do you remember the name of the color?
I have it in my bag.
He's going to get it. We'll come back over here and show.
I think it's Whimsical.
It is Whimsical. It's 100% blue face Lesters. That's the BFL. There you go. See, he's learning. It's a podcaster in training. Ta-da! So what do you think of drop spindling? You've done quite a bit. Do you have any of the fiber even left?
Yes, I actually have the majority of it.
Oh, you have the majority of it. It's a thick and thin. What's the hardest part in learning how to spin? Because this is your first spinning ever, right?
It's getting the length or the width of it right, and that's the hardest thing for me.
Now, did we ever try you on my spinning wheel yet?
No.
Okay, so that's going to be one of the things we have to do in the future. But he's been practicing on the drop spindle. Ta-da! Have you been having fun doing all this crafting here this week?
Yes.
And just so they don't think that that's all you've been doing here this week, what outdoor things have you done while you've been here visiting?
I've picked from the garden. I've burnt some papers. I have dug trenches for the garden.
It sounds like we've been working hard.
Yeah.
Have you had fun?
Yes, I also went fishing with Chip, Veronica,
Veronica's husband, his Uncle Chip.
Anzula, Hunter, and Bobby, he lives next door to y'all.
Uh-huh.
And that's pretty much all I've done.
So fishing, gardening, working hard outside,
Burning papers.
cleaning up, huh? That's what that was all about.
Yeah.
So we have had a great week, and you're going home tomorrow. Sad face. Yeah. But we've had a great week. Very busy week. I've been sick all week. So, I know. Hopefully, I will get to feeling better soon. And thank y'all for watching our podcast. Sign off. Say bye or
Bye.
see y'all next week. Bye.